Thanks, everybody. Welcome to Build. I'm your host, Ricky Camilleri. Our next guest is one of the most talented actors working today, whether he's defusing bombs in Iraq, being a terrible criminal in Miami, or disappearing at the end of Infinity War. Anthony Mackie always delivers. Now you can see him in Miss Bala, the story of an innocent woman that gets caught in the crosshairs of dangerous drug gangs and the DEA. Let's take a look.
I'm so happy that you're here.
After my parents died, I didn't really think I was gonna be able to come back to Tijuana.
But you always made me feel like family. You are my family.
Yeah, American. From Los Angeles.
I just want to find my friend.
I need you to do a favor for me first. You mess around and I'll kill you both.
Park the car real close to the curb. Let's go.
Is this you?
You have to believe me. They made me do it.
The building that you blew up is a DEA safe house. You know how long you'll go away for? Unless you help us get Lino Esparza.
Please.
I can see it in your eyes, see it in your face.
Forget your friend. No one's coming to save you.
Whether or not you survive, it's entirely up to you.
You're gonna be my queen.
You gotta learn how to use one of these. A bala, a bullet. A bala said it was everything.
Hit me like a
Ever since you showed up, the police been one step ahead.
hit me like
You better do what you need to do.
Tell Lino he has a mole in his operation.
I have a plan. I'm gonna come back for you.
Tell me lies. I'm gonna hurt you.
me like a
I'm not giving up on my family.
La Bala. In the end, the bullet settles everything.
hit me like a
Everybody, please put your hands together for the great Anthony Mackie. Let's hear it.
Live studio audience is huge in here. You got it stacked in here, man. It's like being at the garden. It's massive in here.
Like the garden unplugged, right? It's like the
Unplugged.
intimate version of the garden.
Unplugged. With 12 people.
Thanks so much for being here, Anthony. It's good to see you.
Thank you guys for being here. It's 5 degrees outside.
It's freezing.
Can't believe you left home and you didn't have to.
Are you LA based for the most part?
No.
No?
I'm the real LA, Louisiana. I'm New Orleans based.
So that's pretty warm, though. How are you feeling out here in this 4-degree, 5-degree?
As long as my airplane takes off, I will be out of here. And when I say my airplane, I mean the flight I bought a ticket for.
Is that what you were referencing when I said hi to you backstage? You said, I'm just trying to get out of New York.
Trying to get out of New York, homie. When I flew in yesterday, it was so scary, man. I was like, why would they why are we landing? Why are we trying to land? It was like Sully. It was the scariest thing of all time. It was unbelievable.
The plane was shaking, or just because you knew you were entering the cold?
The plane, it's never a good idea to try and land a plane when you have to put fire trucks along the runway.
Oh, right.
Just don't land. Go to Miami. Just keep going south. Don't try to land. It's not a good idea.
So Miss Bala, this is a remake, and I think a very good one. Usually remakes of foreign language films are pretty tough, but you guys did a really amazing job on this one.
Thank you, man.
It's a great noir action film with Gina Rodriguez, who is just kind of stellar star.
I feel like I'm a great noir actor, but thank you.
You think?
As in black.
Yeah, no, I got.
Okay, I don't know. Some people I don't know. Some people I don't know. I
got it, but then it also it wasn't my joke to sort of make clear
no,
for
but
everybody.
I mean, you were supposed to. It's like double dutch, dog. I thought you were supposed to jump it. You have on a gray shirt, but it's actually the movie.
You wouldn't have liked it if I was like, because you're black. You would have been like,
No, I'd have been like, true. First of all, thanks for noticing. Second of all, but no, it's a really fun movie. It's an action movie, and you know, it's not so often you see a Latino woman, playing a role like this in the lead, being able to blow stuff up and kick a lot of butt. Can I say?
You can curse.
Oh, kick AOL. Yes, I still am on AOL. Message me, homie. I'm in.
She kicks a lot of
she
AOL.
She kicks a lot of AOL, a lot of ASL in this movie. And it's great to see. I mean, Gina is amazing. We've been friends for a while, and just watching her grow through this experience called Hollywood and this generation called social media is really amazing. You know, we both started in theater. We both started as, you know, theater nerds. And then growing up to become like a movie star is just really beautiful to see.
She seems to be handling it pretty well. I mean, her performance is really grounded and really smart. Talk to me about the character that you play.
Well, I play a guy who, I don't want to give it away, I play a guy who meets Gina who is not what he appears to be. That was good, right? Thank you. I play a guy who has great arms, who works out every day, eats a lot of chicken breasts, spinach. Always cook your spinach. Don't eat it raw. Kale.
Is that what you eat every day?
Yeah, a lot of chicken, a lot of spinach.
You're just like a lean meat and veggie guy. Steamed vegetables, lean meats.
That's it. I've you know, quinoa. Always rock the quinoa. I make this new recipe, citrus quinoa, that I learned from Gina. Quite nice. Yeah. Citrus on your quinoa. Always rock it. Flavor. If you ain't about the
Any
quinoa
kind of
game,
citrus,
get
or
it
like
up.
do you go oranges, grapefruit? What kind of lemon?
I go the little oranges, tangerines.
Oh yeah, they're like cuties. They're called, yeah.
Yeah. That's how I roll. Learned that from Gina. Little Latino flavor. That's my Brooklyn Latino accent. It's really good. It's really good. I can also do Uptown Latino.
What's up to Uptown Latino?
Well, you have to go Dominican, so it's like Tiger Woods, man. You tell me Tiger Woods not a good golf player, man. Tiger Woods fucking hit the ball, man. That was bad, but it's good. It's good. That's straight 165th and Audubon. That's good.
So glad it's you doing this on stage and not me.
Anybody ask me outside of America, I'm Dominican. That's it, all day.
You know, I'm curious, what is it like to have finished your time with the Avengers?
It's good. It's like it's like when you play Monopoly and you get the get out of jail free card. Because, you know, like a Marvel and these, you know, jobs, it's like the old school studio days where they used to say, yo, we got you for 4 years and we're going to put you in every movie we make for 4 years.
You're basically like on a TV show in some ways.
Well, no. You're basically...
It's bigger than that, but I mean...
You're basically in a bunch of good movies every year, which is amazing. Whereas if you're on a TV show, you're just like locked up for 9 months every year and trying to figure out who stole a car and killed a lady every week.
Right, maybe you get one good episode.
Maybe you get one episode where it's like, oh, my kids are abusive. But you don't, because kids are abusive. But other than that, you're just doing the same thing. Oh, like Law and Order is the same episode over and over.
Does it feel good to have finished your time with the Avengers, or did you walk away and were like, shit, that was...
I felt like I wish I had ended in a better way.
There's no chance we're gonna be seeing you again?
Nah, because, if I don't... Spoiler alert, we all disappeared. Like, we evaporated. Like, Thanos turned us into dust. If you haven't seen the movie yet, you suck. Sorry, spoiler. But he does this, and we all turn to dirt. So, you know, I wish I had died in a better way than turning to dirt. Like, I feel like everybody who's died has had this cool, like, death scene, and... Like, we were on set, and I'm laying down in the mud, and it's cold, and the director goes, the Russo brothers, they're like, you're disintegrating. To think about, you're leaving Earth. What would you say? And I'm like, Cap? Dust. And I'm like, those are my last words? Like, I felt like it could have been better for me.
Just as an actor, something better, more for you to chew on.
Just as an actor. Like, I wish I was, like, running and, like, Scarlett Johansson was there, and, like, I jump on her and take a bullet, and she cries, and I'm laying there. And I say, I did it for you. And she's like, you were always my favorite. And then you take the crane and you pan out as she passionately kisses me.
And all the other Avengers like step into a frame and go, he was my favorite too. He was my favorite too.
He was my favorite too.
And then it's like a slow clap for your character.
And then
crane out.
RDJ picks me up like a baby and walks to his car, and we drive away in a 67 fastback.
And he's like, oh, by the way, I worked it out for the next version of Iron Man. You are playing Iron Man.
You are in Iron Man. But it's like Weekend at Bernie's, because I'm in the back because I'm dead, right? But I'm in Iron Man. So I feel like that would have been a much better ending.
It'd be like Weekend at Bernie's 2, where in order to get you to do anything, they have to play like voodoo music that wakes you up and makes you kind of become Iron Man.
Or even if to get me to do something, they have to play like Tribe Called Quest.
Okay, fair enough.
And every time the song matches my actions, right? Like, I feel like that would be a great ending to the movie.
To go on an awards tour, basically.
With Muhammad, my man, right? I feel like that would have been good. But in Miss Bala, I don't die. I'm finally to the point in my career where I'm important enough where I don't die.
How many times have you died in a movie?
A lot. From 2001, which was 8 Mile, where I didn't die.
Right.
Up until 2014, I died in every movie.
What was your favorite death scene?
So, one of my all-time favorites, which was on TV the other night, Hollywood Homicide. Check it out. I filmed this amazing death scene, and you never see it. Literally, I come in, I shoot up a club, because that's what we do in New Orleans, and cut to, I'm in the trunk.
So they cut your death scene.
You want to know if you're not famous where no one cares? If they just cut your whole death scene, dog. Like, they just put you in the trunk of a car.
What was the death scene that they filmed?
So, gangster. So I'm shooting up the club, right? Then when me and my man run out the club, who was another actor, funny story, I was working with this actor, not to be named, but 2 days before we were supposed to shoot the scene, he's like, yo, you want to go skydiving? And I'm an avid skydiver. That's what
really?
I am. Avid. So we in the plane, and how many people here have been skydiving before?
Hey, that's nice.
I like her. All right. So, you know, when you go up in the plane, the scariest part is when they open the door, right? So the plane goes up, you're like at 15,000 feet. Beautiful, it's serene, you got all this stuff on, you're strapped to some fat dude. And they open the door, and all of a sudden it's real. Down the back, the fat dude like starts scooching you to the door, like humping like a Jamaican concert, and he's just humping on your back, like you had a reggae show, right? So he gets you to the door, and he's like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. Remember what we talked about? You're strapped in. 1, 2, 3, go! Right? So I'm with this dude who is the other actor in the scene. We do like 3 weeks of stunt training, guns and like jumping through windows and stuff. So we go like static line, which means like military, they hook you to a line and you just jump and the chute automatically pulls. So he goes, whoo, and I'm like, oh, Eric, that's crazy. That's when the dude goes, your turn. I'm like, yo, I don't know about this. And the dude pushes me. So I flip out of the airplane and I'm flying right behind him. Then like 5 seconds later, the chute pulls and it goes like that. And literally my entire stomach goes, and I puke all like everywhere in the middle of the air because I wasn't ready for it to pull. But being like the parachute's here and you're going like 1,000 miles an hour and it pulls you here and all over, right? So I'm going down and I'm like, this is serene and beautiful. I'm by myself, right? And I see my dude, he's like 300 yards ahead of me. But he's going in like hot and heavy. And I'm on my chute, like controlling it. Like, I don't know if she pulled the strings. She probably, you were on the belly, right? Did you go tandem? Habla inglés?
Did you not do this?
Boye, ¿cómo va? Oh, you really, what? Oh, yeah, well, you went gangster. Now, I was at 15. So we're going, and I'm pulling the strings. But he's not pulling his strings. Like, he's just going in, riding the waves. So
Break a leg, right? Like
he hits the ground, and literally his feet pick, and his whole face goes into the ground and does that. So I hit, and I land on my booty like you're supposed to, ooh, 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 right? So hit my harness, I get off, I run over to him, and half of his face is like red. And I'm like, yo, this ain't good. We gotta work like Monday, and this is Saturday. So he shows up to work, and he has a whole scab on his face. And they fire him. So the dude I'm in the movie with is a new dude who wasn't gun trained. So they cut our death scene.
because the guy who wasn't death or gun trained didn't look good holding the gun, or
No.
oh.
And there's nothing worse than a dude who don't know how to hold a gun. Yeah. That's like, the only thing worse would be a girl who don't know how to hold a gun.
Is that because it's scary or because it just doesn't look good on camera?
No, certain dudes ain't gangsters. Right. And you got to know that about yourself. Like, you ain't a gangster. Like, you're not a gangster.
I'm a gangster.
like,
I grew up with guns.
Yeah, I'm sure. But you didn't grow up with
really good shot.
You didn't grow up with gangster guns. You grew up with like daddy guns, like hunting guns, like
that's true.
See, like protection guns. You didn't grow up. See what I mean? Yeah. You didn't grow up with guns. Like you wasn't in the back with a Uzi.
No.
That's a gangster gun. Like you don't go hunting a deer with a Uzi.
No, that's not fair for the deer.
It's not fair for anybody.
That's not what. It's gonna tear up the woods.
You're just gonna shoot up everything. You're gonna go Dick Cheney.
So that's your favorite death scene, even though it's actually not depicted on film. But
yes, but I'm sure it's in the director cuts.
In shooting it though, what happens? Someone shoots you, you go down?
No, so I come in, shoot it. We go to meet the bad guys, played by Isaiah Washington, great actor. We go meet Isaiah. He's like, yo, how'd it go? And we like, yo, the deal is done. We killed everybody. And he goes, because, every gangster in the movie, for some reason, is from New York. Like, everybody wants to be Method Man when you're a bad guy in a movie. Yo, son, we murdered everybody, right? Even though we're not in New York. So
that's funny. Like I feel like every young white actor wants to sound like De Niro from New York, right?
Yo, 100%. Everybody.
There was that period of time, and there was a movie that you were in where someone was doing it. But
yes,
like 2000 and 2010 were like every young white actor.
Everybody.
I don't know how we're gonna do this, guys.
So this is what we're doing over here. Like, hold on, bro. We're literally in Miami. Why are you doing De Niro? That's just weird. But no, and every black dude wants to be Method Man. Every white dude does a bad De Niro or Pacino's too much. Nobody could do Pacino. That would be too much. That's like, a farce. But so we go in, and Isaiah Washington has like a crew of like gangster lesbians in his crib, and they kill us. Boom. Awesome. That's it. That's what I'm saying. It's the best death scene. It's just like a bunch of crazy, like scary lesbians with knives that cut us up.
I have to ask, you have become the kind of actor where you show up in a movie and you kind of own a scene. And I think that is because we've sort of kind of come up with you and watched you become both a leading man and a character actor. And when you show up as a character actor in a movie, it's like, oh, fantastic. Anthony Mackie is here and this scene is going to go incredibly well. Do you know that about yourself as an actor, that when you show up on set, you're going to be able to figure out how to make sure that this scene plays well?
No. I mean, I think the hardest part is choosing roles that give you the opportunity to do something fun. At the end of the day, we as actors have the best job on the planet. We get to go to work every day and do something that's not monotonous. We get to do something different every single day. And we get celebrated for it, which is crazy, But I love what I do, and I love the opportunity to be able, since I was 7 years old, to say, I love this, and then make a living doing it. Like being able, like growing up, having the ability to study it, learn it, perfect my craft, and then being able to make a living out of it. Like when I was a kid, I remember Wynton Marsalis was like my idol, one of the greatest trumpet players of all time, jazz at Lincoln Center, the best, New Orleans finest. That's what we do. We give greatness to the earth. But
It's the greatest city in the world.
I mean, it is the greatest city on the planet. But Wynton Marsalis was a New Orleans musician, came to New York, learned jazz, went to Juilliard, learned the craft of music, the history of music. And then once he came out and introduced the world to New Orleans music, nobody could tell him nothing because he had done everything before that. Like one of the greatest recordings of all time. When I was in high school, I heard him record the Carnival de Venice. And it's written for 2 trumpets with an entire orchestra behind him. And he plays both parts. Both parts with a whole orchestra behind him. It's like, so how do you tell that dude what he can and can't do? How do you tell that dude what his limitations are? You know, so when I saw that, I was like, that's what I want to do. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be the dude that's invited to parties. I want to learn the craft so I can talk about it. I can do Ibsen. I can do Chekhov. I can do Shakespeare. I can do Tupac. I can do Martin Luther King. I can do all that. And you can't tell me what I can and can't do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when I got the opportunity to go to Juilliard, it wasn't like, oh, I'm at Juilliard, I'm better than you. It was like, no, I'm at Juilliard. This is completely different than what I'm used to. So how can I make this difference my reality? How can I make this difference the norm? So you can't say, oh, he can only play gangsters, or, oh, he can only play like stuffy, like square black dudes, or, oh, you can't take that role that's written for a white dude and put him in it because he can't do it, because all he can do is talk like this, you know what I'm saying? No, I got that. And you give me a dialect, I actually studied phonetics so I can do that. You know what I mean? Like, you want to do some British? Let's do some British. I can phonetically write that out and do that. You know, like the project I'm doing right now, I'm speaking Japanese in it. You know what I mean? So when I show up on set, I really like the opportunity of doing something different and finding ways and things that excite me. Because if I'm not excited about it, it's like, there's only so many times you can walk on set and be like, it's cold outside. Thank you. Thanks. You know what I mean? It's just, it gets boring after a while. But I love what I do.
And you've, speaking of challenging yourself, though, you've started producing, right? You've got a movie on Netflix right now called I.O. with you and Margaret Qualley.
Yes.
A sort of science fiction post-apocalypse movie. And you're in the process of producing a movie where you play Johnny Cochran, right?
Yeah.
How did that begin, and how did the I.O. begin for you?
You know, it's funny because a lot of times the producing thing for actors, people will come to you and be like, hey, I have a project. I'll entice you to do it would it entice you to do it if I make you a producer? So you're a producer by name. A lot of times your manager or representation will go out and find a project and be like, yo, this is a good project, but it's not great. So let's take this project and make it better and become producers on it because we're adding our 2 cents. With me, fortunately enough, there's I have like 3 projects now that I'm very passionate about, that I've been able to, that person's not gonna make it. New York is the worst. I always say if I get hurt in New York, just put me on the subway. Like, because if you're in an ambulance, you're not gonna make it, dude. Just give me a Band-Aid and put me on the subway. But you have all these different avenues and ways of producing. But I.O. came about, this young French director and production team came to us with this idea and this script, and I was really intrigued by it. Like, I like the idea of, I feel like I.O. raises a lot of questions, a lot of mythical ideas that we don't deal with in day-to-day life. It's the perfect movie it's not a movie that you pause and go get dinner and come back. It's a movie that you sit and watch, and it sits with you. It's a great movie to watch with somebody because it sparks conversation.
It's also something, if you're a trained actor in the theater, I'm sure you love getting to do on film because it's a two-hander.
Yeah.
It's 2 people working out the script, working out the scenes, and figuring out how to make this interesting in front of the camera.
Right. It's a character piece. It's a character study. It's a slice of life type feel where you get to watch people in their element doing, just living life and what comes out of that. It's very much so a theater piece set to film.
And what about this film where you're going to be playing Johnny Cochran?
Word. If you don't know, Johnny Cochran is one of the illest dudes of all time. Him and Don King. And that's coming too. Johnny Cochran is this amazing script where, you know, we get to see the Signal Hill trial. Johnny Cochran earlier in his career he was just like a regular lawyer, like an ambulance chaser, you know, and then he started recognizing and noticing the civil injustice in the world. And there was this young black man who was killed by the police, and he took that case on and showed the travesty of how these police just took this dude to jail and killed him, and nothing was said or done about it. This dude was a top football prospect coming out of college, and the hatred, rage, and jealousy of these police officers cost him his life. So you look at that, you know, what's going on now is not new. It's a repeat of what's been happening for decades.
And that's something that we saw Detroit. Was that last year or the year before? Excuse me.
The year before. That was 2019.
That was a movie that very, very much tried to show that these are not new subjects. This is something that has been happening for a long time in this country.
Yeah, definitely. And shout out Catherine Bigelow. Love you.
Did you enjoy working with her and making that movie? That movie looked like hell.
No, I hated working with her. That's why I worked with her twice. I love Catherine. She's really something amazing. She's really a calming spirit for me. And that movie was hard to make mentally, spiritually, physically, but very redeeming to see the finished product. I feel like as artists, you know, our job is to present what's going on in the world in front of us. You know, it's really cool to be famous and be invited to the Met Ball and, you know, hang out with, you know, Jay-Z. But at the
Have you hung out with Jay-Z?
No, but no. I'm just saying.
Have you also not been to the Met Ball? And that was
I've been
you
to the
kind of
Met Ball.
asking?
I've been to the Met Ball. I went to the Met Ball before it was cool to go to the Met Ball. Shout out Anna Wintour. That's my
trying
girl.
To put out that you've been to the Met Ball and hoping that they heard him. Like, well, let's have him back.
No, I've been to the Met Ball. You can look at the picture. I look good at the Met Ball. But that was years ago before Cats was going. Now Cats go. And I'm like, yo, did that, homie. That's like Santorini. Yo, you're late, homie. Get out of here. Scram. We did that. That's 2010. Get out of here.
Anthony, man, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Congratulations on everything.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Congratulations on IO, which is on Netflix right now.
Thank you for
really
wearing
fantastic.
that shirt to match the Miss Bala poster.
Okay, you don't know. You're like, this is a new shirt.
No, I can tell it's new.
Why?
Because it's like a jacket shirt.
Okay, never wearing this again.
No, it's a great shirt. No,
bringing way
it's a
too
shirt
much
with
attention
jacket
to
pockets.
itself.
Your girl did a good job. Because you can tell that's like something your girl buys you, right? Like, no dude would be like, yo, I'm going to buy that. But your girl would be like, baby, you look good in this. And you're like, thanks, baby. I'm going to wear this on TV because you're my baby.
Can I say, I bought it myself, and when I showed it to my girl last night, she went, yeah, I don't know about that.
Are you serious?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know.
I don't believe that.
She went,
Yo,
you're on your own with that
That's
one.
not true. That's not true. I know your girl. Yo, good job, Ma. Good job. You did your thing. You did your thing. You made him look good. I like the burnt orange. That's usually my tone. You did a good job. I like the jacket shirt thing.
I did it to match Miss
Shirt.
Bala.
Like, we got the same pockets, but it's a shirt.
But it's a shirt.
That's amazing.
It's a mix.
Nobody thinks this is amazing. Where can we get this shirt?
Well, actually, it's from... No, Miss Bala comes out tomorrow. It's in theaters. I think people can see it tonight. Anthony Mackie, everybody. Give him a round of applause. Let's hear it.
Thank you, guys.